What is up, everybody? So this is going to be easy and the best stealth build you can ever have for Payday 3. You don't even have to be that high of a level. So I'm level 47 right now. You can basically have these skills and the rest of the skill points, just spend it on whatever you feel is good. So the Infiltrator skill tree, first of all, what you want to have is Infiltrator Aced. So basically, this is whenever you kill someone with a throwing knife or you pick a lock, you gain rush, right? Or and when you ace it, this is the very useful part, if a guard starts detecting you, you immediately gain rush. So what rush allows you to do is basically you speed up, you run faster, which can be very helpful at certain situations, but not just that. When you have rush, you can have this skill activate quick fingers. So when you have rush with quick fingers, if you do a correct input while picking a lock, it'll immediately open the door with no exceptions. This can be a lifesaver or a time saver or both. Next, this is optional, up to you if you want to have it, but you can have basic bagger, which allows you to loot bags 50% faster. I don't really see a position where looting bags faster will really be too helpful in stealth. You could use that skill point for something a bit more useful on the grifter skill tree, like open mic, which is what I'm gonna do. I didn't have the skill back then, so I didn't, but let me select open mic. There we go. So yeah, that's your infiltrator tree. Next, what you want to do is go over to escapist, and all you want to do is get the first skill, basic. Whenever you sprint for at least 3 seconds, you gain rush. So you can gain rush by just running for 3 seconds. This is very helpful, especially in big maps like 99 boxes, or if you need to deal with like a pager or like a civilian or guard spotting something far away and you need to get there fast. This is a very life-saving skill. Next, at the grifter skill tree, what you want is grifter basic, and what this does is so that if you're masked off and if you're within a meter of a civilian or employee, so basically anyone who isn't a guard, you immediately gain rush, which is really useful. So basically at the beginning of the heist you can just walk into a civilian with your mask off and you'll gain rush, and then you can start picklocking everything. And what you want is open mic as well. You get to answer pagers 50% faster, which is extremely fast. It is really, really helpful. Next is the hacker tree. Now this is where you get some really overpowered stuff. So what you want is hacker basic, and what this allows you to do is hack cameras and allows you to control them. And this is not too useful, but what you want is just basic so you can get these skills. First of all, you want secure loop basic. What this allows you to do is once you hack the camera, you can apply a loop, which basically disables the camera for the rest of the heist. That's it. But the only thing is you can only disable one camera at a time. But this is a very useful skill. You can now even finish some heists without having to deal with the camera guy by just disabling the cameras you need to. And for example, if you want to get somewhere and you're not too sure if it's safe to stay in that area, you can just disable that camera. It's so useful. Next, you want glitch protocol. So glitch protocol is a very useful skill because what it allows you to do is basically hack the radios of guards while they're live, of course. You can do this while you're unmasked or masked. And what this does is it stuns guards for 5 seconds, which makes them basically you're invisible to guards once you pop this. And in the same time, you can use this to escape. So for example, if you're being escorted outside and then you use the hack radio, then he will ignore you. He will go back to where he was if you hide, of course. And if he's trying to arrest you and you hack the radio, he will then just go into the heist will just go into searching mode, but he won't try to arrest you once that timer is over. It's a very, very useful skill. Next is signal catch, and with signal catch you can answer pagers away from the body, so you don't even need to get to the body. And this is useful because sometimes you might have to kill a guard who's not directly in front of you and you might not be able to reach there in time, or it might not be safe to reach there in time due to cameras or something. You can just easily use signal catch to answer pagers a bit far away. And if you pair that with open mic, this is going to be such a breeze. Finally, for strategist, you want strategist ace. What this allows you to do is mark 2 extra targets, so you can have 3 targets marked at one time, which is a bit more similar to Payday, how Payday 2 was, where basically it was infinite marks, and your marks last 40% longer than they used to, and that's a very big bonus. It's very helpful. You can have a civilian, a guard, and a camera, or 3 guards or 3 cameras and so on, just marked for a while. And yeah, when it comes to armor, you want to get standard lining. This is the weakest form of armor, but it makes you extremely fast, which is very useful in getting from point A to point B, or if you need to run to an objective because something's being seen or something, whatever. And your weapons don't matter. Unlike Payday 2, your weapons don't affect your detection rate in this game, only the difficulty does. So you can put whatever weapons you want, use whatever ones you want, just make sure you do have a suppressor or a silencer on your gun, because last thing you want is you want to pop an enemy and then the whole the whole bank goes into lockdown. Your deployable really doesn't matter, because deployable is basically made for loud. Just no matter what, do not pick sentry turret, because I don't know if it works in stealth, but if it does, that could be a problem if you accidentally like pop it or something. And for your throwable, you want throwing knives, just to avoid any risk. Throwing knives are useful because they're silent, and you can take it. You can take the knife back once you throw it, unlike the other ones. And if you throw it, it's just useful. And finally, for your tool, this really depends on the heist. But the 2 main ones I recommend are micro cameras and motion sensors. ECM jammers are not like Payday 2. They're really weak now because they're not an EMP anymore like they used to be. Instead, they just slow down tech around it. And infrasonic mines basically just stun your enemy, which is useless because it alerts them as well, so you have to deal with them. So what's really important is microcam and motion sensor. Motion sensor is kind of like how the trip mines were in Payday 2, except it's a 3-meter radius and not like it's not a laser. Microcam is a small camera you can use. That's useful if you're playing like overkill difficulty, or very hard in some heists, not all, but mainly overkill. You can place the camera on the lead guard or around the lead, like around an area for a guard you don't want to kill, because maybe you want to save your pagers, and then you can use that camera and check where the guard is. Or if you're transporting like bags, you can place a motion sensor in your transport like pathway. This way you'll know if a guard is passing through that area. But yeah, that's it. And if you want to see me do a heist using this build, you can go to the description. I have a video, and I guess I might update it later on with other videos if I record more. But yeah, that's it. Good night, guys. Have fun.
You over there.
Whew, insane clutch.
What's your status? Over.
Oh my god, the camera.
Insane clutch! Insane
Kill
clutch!
yourself.